What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So I haven't done this video in a while. So we're gonna go over this article right here. So what we're gonna go over is this. So I was reading some of it earlier, and it was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a video about it, and let's talk about it. So if I was on the commission, real quick here, if I was on the commission, I would say yes. I would vote yes to fixing this. And so that way it's gonna take a while, but it's better for the public, and especially if we want to keep our city, the city of Carlsbad, a tourism hotspot, which we already are. We have been for decades. And since if we want to keep it that way, a tourism hotspot, between, I would say, South Pono Beach and all the way to the village area, as far as Carlsbad goes, we are a tourism hotspot. There's a lot of people that come down here all over the country, all over the world, to go to our beaches. And so our beaches are overly popular. And let's go ahead and read the article and talk about it. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It would help this channel out a lot. I'm currently at 11 subscribers, so let's keep it going up. And yeah, let's make sure that this channel does not ever get taken down, because I'm tired of this one specific group of individuals doing that, and it's upsetting. So let's keep it going. Let's subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get past 2,000 subscribers. So again, if I was on this commission, I would vote yes to it being fixed. So right here it says here, so several beach staircases, including the stairway near Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard, pictured above, are in desperate need of repairs. So as you guys can see here, right here, see that? You guys are pointing my mouse out right here. You see how it's like cracked, and like right there, there's like a hole almost. And see how like right here it's like very rusted. You can see blue, and then you see all rusted. Excuse me. And then you see rusted right here, and then blue, rusted, blue right there. So it's, yeah. Let's go ahead and read it. Carlsbad planners okay plans to repair crumbling beach staircases. Carlsbad, the Carlsbad Planning Commission narrowly approved plans to replace deteriorating staircases at several beach access points during its July 19th meeting. The Carlsbad Beach Access Repairs project aims to replace 5 beach access stairways along a stretch of Carlsbad Boulevard due to significant deterioration, including exposed and rusted steel reinforcements, cracked and broken away concrete, and rusting of the stairways, city staff said. Under the proposal, 4 of the elevated staircases near the intersections of Carlsbad Boulevard and Sycamore Avenue, Carlsbad Boulevard and Maple Avenue, Carlsbad Boulevard and Cherry Avenue, and Carlsbad Boulevard and Hemlock Avenue will be replaced entirely, including railing, concrete, platforms, and stairs. The other on-grade stairway at Tamarack Avenue will also receive a complete overhaul, including new stair curbs, railing, and landings. So as you guys can see in this picture right here that I'm showing you guys right now, this picture right here, so this beach access staircase near Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So I fully agree with the 4 individuals on this commission for voting yes on this. I do not agree fully with the 3 individuals, including my friend Kevin Sabilico. Love the guy. He's a great person, but I hate to say it, but I agree with the 4 who voted yes, because it's in desperate need of attention, as you guys can see. So I'm glad it got okayed, as in like passed nearly. basically is what they're saying, to fix this. Because as you guys can see in this picture here, which this beach staircase is near Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So as you guys can see, rusted right here, here, and like right here, and right here and here. So there's a lot going on. And basically, again, I agree with the four that said yes to it, no matter their political view stance right now on other things. But we're talking about beach access. And, with a lot of people coming down here to Carlsbad to go to our beaches down here, especially in the summertime, and it's almost August. And considering the fact that especially in August, it's like I would say July. I've lived here for almost 30 years of my life, and I would say that I'm happy to tell you that look, I've lived here almost 30 years, and in the summertime, I would say especially, and I would say that a lot of people would agree with me as well on this, that especially in July and August, all of July, all of August, there's so many people, so many tourists, so many people that live here, among a lot of people that are coming here from out of town. So whether it be out of state or out of the country or both, and like the parking lots are full, like everywhere it's just full, and there's only nowhere to park. And so that's how extremely busy it gets. And since we want to keep it that way, especially the tourism side of things with our beaches, since that's like the main a new activity to do in the summertime, especially with the tourists down here, that come down here mainly to go to our beaches, then let's go ahead and fix this. And let's go ahead and continue reading on. Just wanted to keep that photo open or there so you guys can like look at it more. But let's go ahead and read. Let's all continue reading on. The project also includes widening the sidewalk and replacing streetlight poles along Carlsbad Boulevard from Pine to Tamarack Avenues. The city council will consider the item later this year. And by the way, when they do this, that's good that they're doing that. And I will make sure to be at that meeting and touch base on that and be like, look, I agree with the four people on the commission that said yes to repairing this, because the staircase, the stairs, the railings, everything, considering the fact that we get a lot of tourism going on around here, especially, for the beaches. It's the main activity that everybody does, the tourists do in the summertime, especially July and August. We're almost in August, so there's going to be a lot of tourists. Sorry, allergies. Sorry, my microphone is connected to my main phone, so I just got a text. You all know that sound. Anyway, so I'm so glad the city council will be voting on it later this year, and I'll definitely make sure to be at that meeting to make a comment about that. It'll be the first time I've ever spoke on something that's not LGBT related or flag related in general. But anyway, so let's go ahead and continue on. So again, city council will consider the item later this year. So if you, which I'll make sure to keep you guys updated. I'm going to make sure I keep myself updated on this. And then if you want, which I will still anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on when that will be. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and continue reading the article. The commission was split 4-3 on the project, with commissioners Alicia Lafferty, William Kamarjarian, and Kevin Sabilico voting against it, citing concerns over removing a guardrail to widen the sidewalk. Lafferty, sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but anyways, so Lafferty also said the lack of equitable beach access was her most significant issue with the plan. So let me ask you, Lafferty, why is it that you wanted to vote no on this project? because you're saying, why are you saying, now Lefferty, why are you saying that the lack of equitable beach access is your most significant issue? Is it because oh, they're going to be wanting to repair it now, or during the winter? I would assume that they're going to repair it starting maybe in the winter time. I'm not really sure, considering the winter time, everybody that came here from out of town is back in their hometown, back where they live, back where they live, and so back in school, back at work, whatever. And so there's just us that live here. Um, so, or what is it? Because there might not be accessible like beach access. However, like it's just gonna be during repair time. You know what I'm saying? So Laferty, what are you saying of why you wanted to vote no? If you're watching my channel, watching my videos, please, 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 please answer my question on that if you can, because I would love to know. Supporters of the project say that the repairs are necessary and will only enhance public access. This is going to increase and promote access, said Commissioner Joseph Stein. These stairs are badly corroded. They don't maintain themselves. Now listen to this, guys. This was very shocking. So this next, like right here, was like very, very shocking to me when I read this, because I mean, and I counted the years. It's been 8 years since this was talked about. So it says here, all 4 stairways were installed in the 1980s and then later identified in 2016 as needing replacement per the staff report. So again, I'm going to read it to you guys again, and then we'll go over it. All 4 stairways were installed in the 1980s and then later identified in 2016 as needing replacement per the staff report. So let's talk about that. Let's leave that up there for you guys before moving on to this article, this party article right here, before moving on. So I would like to explain something to you guys. If this was talked about and discussed in 2016, which was 8 years ago, guys, 8 years ago. So we'll count together so I can prove to you guys. 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 8 years. So it's been 8 years since they discussed it and talked about it. And then since then, nothing has been done. So I'm glad that they're going to work on it as soon as possible. So just keep that in mind. That look, these were built in the 1980s and later identified in 2016, just 8 years ago, as needing replacement per the staff report. According to Isaac Morales, an associate planner with the city, the upper sidewalk is narrow and constrained by surface-mounted railings to widen the walkway by more than 2 feet, and the city has proposed to remove railings and guardrails to extend the sidewalk westward on a cantilever overhanging the bluff from Pine Avenue to Maple Avenue. It says here in this photo, so chipped concrete stairs at a beach access point near Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So as you guys can see right here, this is chipped right here. Lauren Farrell, an associate engineer of the city's Public Works Department, said this project aims to maintain safe access for the public to the beach. I agree with Farrell on this. That yes, let's read what she had to say as well. Again, Lauren Farrell, an associate engineer of the city's Public Works Department, said this project aims to maintain safe access for the public to the beach. The project consists of 2 major elements: beach access stairway improvements and upper sidewalk improvements, Morales said. In some instances, sections of the stairway has been closed off for emergency repairs. So you know how, like, for years and years and years and years now, we've had so many like train, like coaster and Amtrak delays and cancellations due to repairs on the bluff, like on the bluffs. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's something similar. I don't know how else to explain it, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Because I used to take the train to and from school, and then after graduating, doing it to and from San Diego in general. But I rarely ever do that anymore due to safety concerns. You guys are wondering why I have not been on the train lately. It is due to the fact that there's been so many concerns over the bluff issue of what's going on with that and the repairs that are actually apparently not working. Like it's and I'm just concerned over safety reasons. And I'm a little bit scared to get on the train right now still. So it's been a while. It's not that I don't want to go to Mission Valley or go to, you know, uh, go to, Fashion Valley or anything like that, like I used to, but it's over safety concerns with the train and everything. And, the, and also I don't have enough money to go down there anymore. So, that as well, but it's mostly the safety concern. And also, money to go down there to hang out there for the day and like walk around the mall and get something to eat and buy one or two things like I normally do down here. But it's mostly safety concern. Lafferty, Kenjamarn, and Sabelico took issue with the other components of the project, particularly the lack of wheelchair accessible ramps, equitable access points, and signage. A reason for the lack of wheelchair ramps is due to the beach access points exceeding 8.8% grade, which is too steep for an ADA compliant ramp, city staff said. Additionally, Farrell noted ramps are part of a separate capital improvements project. Lafferty said that these beach access points do not align with equitable access. There is no marker for access, Lafferty said. You sort of have to stumble on them, and we want to make them equitably accessible. The project isn't complete. We need to meet federal standards that supersede city and state requirements. Okay, so I'm seeing this photo for the first time, guys. So corroded metal guardrails surrounded the beach access staircase at Maple Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So look at this photo, guys. Look at this, yet another disturbing photo that, yes, this is in desperate need. So I don't know why. I mean, I understand, okay, federal, laws, blah, blah, blah. We get city of Carlsbad, I guess, apparently, maybe hasn't, they're saying, we haven't like us, the city of Carlsbad, apparently, okay, we haven't met with the, ADA federal requirement or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But put that all aside, this needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed now. And it's been 8 years, and 8 years is way too long. 8 years is way too long, considering the fact that these have been made in the 1980s, and now look at them. So can you imagine, like the 1980s, when these were all built, these staircases and the stairs and the railings and all that, they were built in the 1980s. Can you imagine, like the 1980s, once they were all finished, boom, they were perfect, they were beautiful. Decades and decades later, look at them now. So as of 2016, they said, remember guys, in 2016, they were saying that it was in desperate need of repair. 8 years later, still hasn't been done. Now we are going to get something done about it. And guess what? Since they're going to talk about it at the city council meeting soon, whenever that may be, I will make sure to be there and speak my mind on this and explain, 1980s, they were built and then decades later, okay, 2016 was talked about, was discussed apparently, and then look, now 8 years later, still nothing has been done. And looking at all these photos of them and reading about it, I'm like, yeah, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. And so I can't wait for the city council to put this on as an agenda item at a city. I can't wait for them to put this as an agenda item later this year. That'll be really exciting, and I can't wait for us all to talk about it. For those of us that are in support of this, and those that are opposed of this idea, and I'm going to mention my good friend Kevin Sabilico. I'll be like, hey, I love my friend Kevin Sabilico. He's a nice person and everything, but to disagree with this being, Kevin Sabilico, he's a nice person, he's really cool and everything, but when it comes to this issue and knowing that he decided to say no to this, my question to him is why. So, anyways, I'm gonna mention that. Okay, so anyways, so look at this photo and tell me what you guys see. So look at all these photos that are on this article that are shared. Now, we may not agree with everything else that Steve Petusky says and puts out there, but I would say by far this is and also with the Carlsbad Cares, this is actually the only positive so far, the only positive thing so far I have seen on their page. Everything else that they post is negative. Anyways, put that aside. Tell me what you guys see in this photo. I mean, can you imagine what this looked like? The railings, this right here, all that. Can you imagine this all how it looked in the 1980s and so on up till 2016? So since they're saying in 2016 it was in desperate need of repairs, now look at it. 8 years later, not a single thing has been done about it. Let's get it done. Ron Kemp, a senior assistant city attorney, said the council approved a feasibility study for wheelchair ramps in 2018, completed in 2020. Okay. So basically what I am saying is that, I'm trying to say. Oh, yeah. So when Mayor Keith Blackburn, not Rhino, it's not a rhino. When Mayor Keith Blackburn was saying that, look, there's other things we can talk about, when Teresa Costa and Luna and Bob Patel were saying there's other things that we need to talk about, that we need to discuss. And the more I think about it, I believe that these past 4 years, actually, that's why we haven't been able to get this taken care of, because in the last 4 years, this is 8 years since this has been talked about and discussed, but I would say that talking about flags and whatnot, I would say is one reason why we haven't been able to get something done. Now, that being said, recently with Burkholder wanting to fly Confederate flag and NRA flag and so forth outside of our city hall, even though she's only been our city council for not even a year, and also that she is talking about something we don't need to talk about. So this is something that needs to be done. And again, I am so excited for when Mayor Keith Blackburn and Mayor Pro Tem Bob Patel and Councilmember Teresa Acosta and Councilmember Carolyn Luna talk about this. Finally, they put this on the agenda, and they finally talk about, okay, let's put this on the agenda item and let's get this moving forward. So my assumption is that this is going to be on the agenda item pretty dang soon. So I can't wait for Keith, Priya, Teresa, Luna, and Carolyn to finally put this on the agenda item. I mean, we're not even gonna listen to anything that Burkholder has to say. She's, gonna be all upset in the mood and want to talk about flags. But no, we need to talk about this. There's other things, right? This is one of the many things that we need to discuss on the city council, because we're talking about issues within the city. So, like Mayor Keith Blackburn was saying a couple weeks ago, that we got a opioid opioid crisis going on. We got homelessness going on, and this being, obviously one of the main things that we need to talk about. And when you're on city council, the only time you need to talk about a flag is if it hasn't been approved yet, the rainbow flag. And if it hasn't been approved yet, you talk about the end of May every single year until it gets approved. Then once it's approved, then as of July of that year, no longer need to talk about flags, which that's what Burkholder was doing. And she was doing that on purpose. She was trying to distract us all by not wanting to talk about things like this. So let's go ahead and continue writing. Let's go and read this again. Ron Kemp, Senior Assistant City Attorney, said the council approved a feasibility study for wheelchair ramps in 2018, completed in 2020. So completed during, or basically during the COVID crisis. However, the project has been inactive since the project has been inactive since then, despite the council approving funds for a preliminary engineering analyst in the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. But for the $2.8 million per ramp, Kemp Kemp said the city council must figure out an additional funding source for the wheelchair ramps. Due to the city's temporary state of emergency regarding bike and vehicle safety, Sabilico said he cannot support the project since it would involve removing guardrails. Okay. Is it really true that they're removing guardrails? What I'm really concerned about here is what I'm really concerned here with that comment is that there's that me personally, and I think everyone else could agree, is that we'd much rather have more, we'd much rather have better better like staircases, as in they're fixed, and they're fixed to the point where they're going to last decades and decades. Because what we need to do is we need to, when we can finally get this going, finally after 8 years of talking about it, what we need to do is we need to, one, get these stairs repaired, and if we plan on adding new guardrails after removing them and repairing the stairs and everything, and if we decide in the end, hey, let's put guardrails, okay, great, for added safety, then it's better to be safe than sorry. Have you guys ever heard that expression? And so we'd much rather, it's better to be safe than sorry, and have fixed and perfect stairs. And if in the end, if we don't have guardrails, oh well, we can find that budget somewhere. It's not that I don't think that the plan is that we're once we fix this and put in new stairs, that we're not ever going to put in new guardrails ever. I think that we're going to put in new guardrails, but maybe at a later date. So that way we can find something that, is going to last a long time. And I guess like maybe like not try and not use whatever we used in the 1980s. I mean, yeah, 1980s, it's a long time ago, and things have changed. But maybe we'll find the budget in the near future, like down the road, maybe in a year or so from now. But I think right now, just add in new stairs and be done with it. And I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, so let's continue. Mark Strong, the city's assistant community development director. Sorry, Mark Strong, the city assistant committee. Mark Strong, the city's assistant community development director, explained that due to the lower speed limit on Carlsbad Boulevard, along with bike and buffer lanes, the city met requirements for the project following the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials standard. Commissioners Dave Huberbinger and Joseph Stein said it's essential maintenance project and not aligned with other issues, especially the ADA argument, since it's a separate project. I think that this is a basic maintenance project. Hubinger said the function of city government is to maintain the sidewalk, streets, and some good points have been made for guardrails, but those have been addressed. So we're gonna continue looking at all these other photos. We're gonna go down the photos again. So again, it's not like the city is going to, I mean, we need to make sure that we're all being safe when we're going to the beach, and especially with tourists, right? So like how every single year over decades and decades and decades, where between South Pono Beach all the way to Carlsbad Village, where the last beach on in Carlsbad Village ends, where that beach is. Throughout Carlsbad, in particular, we have so many tourists that come down through July and August. Yes, June, of course, the beginning of summer, but more so, especially in July and August, we get so many people, so many tourists. Yes, all of us that live here in Carlsbad that go to the beach all the time, we're there every single day as well. However, we want to keep the tourism going on, and we want to make sure that not only that, but we want to make sure that everyone is being safe. We want to make sure that tourists make sure that since Carlsbad being one of the main North County San Diego cities is one of the main tourist attractions as far as beaches go, that especially in Carlsbad Village, you got a ton of shopping from like every corner. You got like some hotels, and you got beautiful beaches. Like you walk everywhere, and it's just a beautiful part of the city. And so we want to maintain the safety, that we want to maintain the safety to ensure that tourists still come down here to go to our beautiful beaches, and still spend their money down here as well. So it's also that, make sure it's safety. That's the big concern. So put the ADA and all that aside, like that person said. Put all that other the ADA and all that aside. It's all about safety. This was constructed in the 1980s, and in 2016, like this article said, that they were saying that in 2016 it was built in the 1980s. In 2016, it was in desperate need of repairs, and so we need to repair it, and we need to repair it now. And so while look, it's, I mean, while I understand about the whole guardrail thing, that, uh, with what my friend Kevin was saying, that, okay, look, that is it that they're removing the guardrail entirely, or is it that we are going to not have any guardrails for right now?
Okay.
I don't know why Siri does that. When that happens, I just keep my video going. Anyway, so that's the big concern, right? Or is it really a big concern at all? Because if we are going to, you know, repair this, then we need to repair it with keeping in mind that's about safety, right? So if it's for sure that we are not going to have new guardrails now, when we finally get this fixed and taken care of, then we might. Most likely because we're still researching. Look, there are city council, and then all of you on the commission are still doing a lot of research on types of guardrails, like material and all that stuff, to ensure that we keep it it stays maintained and beautiful and not rusted um at all, or it doesn't start rusting for years and years and years, like decades and decades and decades and decades, right? So, and I'm gonna go through the whole entire article and just go through the photos once again for you guys, because I mean, look at all this right here. So again, this one is near Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So look how rusted this is. So as you guys can see in this first picture we're shown here, that we have a massive problem going on with this one right here, where you can see not only rusting going on and it's falling apart, but also look at right here. It is literally about to crumble, that at any day now it could crumble and literally like fall apart. So we want to make sure that it is repaired. This needs to be repaired as well. Then we go here. This one is Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So this is also Cherry Avenue and Carlsbad Boulevard. So as you guys can see here in this one, that there's a lot of rusting going on. And so there's rusting here where it was like drilled in or whatever. And then you got rusting on top of here, all around here. Look how really badly damaged this is right here. I mean, and look at that right there. It's the concrete. It's evolving with the, you know, basically molding in with the rust about to crumble. So that if we don't get this repaired now, I mean, look at there's like cracks right here. This right here is all cracked. We can't really see like right up here, but I'm pretty sure like right up here. Yeah, you could see, actually I could see a little bit through. You can see a little bit through the staircase right here. The railings that, yeah, it's a bit, it's falling apart. And then we got over here. This right here is extremely concerning right here. Not only it's like rusted up here. So right here is okay. But then besides up here and like up here, look at this stair right here. Look at this stair. Look how badly damaged it is. Look, it could, like this one right here, this one right here, and this one right here could literally crack at any moment. Then this one right here, look at that one. And look, all of this is like all rusted right here. This is not safe. This is not safe whatsoever. So, and then this stair right here, I mean, look at the stair here. It is literally so badly, like it's like so badly chipped to the point where at some point, the longer we ignore this, the quicker that this is going to fall apart. So it's better that we close all of these staircases off to the public sooner than later and fix it now. So that way we can get it all fixed and repaired, and then, maybe like test the staircases and see, okay, look, is this perfect? Is this doing good? Is it, like slowly? And then, okay, it's perfect. And then, grab a surfboard or grab like, beach toys or whatever, tent or whatever, like everybody does, and test that going, running up the stairs or down the stairs, like people do, what I'm saying, to get to find a good spot on the beach. But yeah, I mean, this all needs to be fixed now. So, I mean, this one is a massive problem right here. This one right here is the one that's super concerning to me personally, because I feel so bad for anybody right now that's walking up and down these steps right now, surfboard in hand, boogie board in hand, what have you. I mean, especially if you're somebody that like brings like a tent and like, like food and things like that, and they're to hang out for the day, and especially if you're like hauling all that stuff like beach toys, it's more concerning as well. And so we need to make sure that this is maintained and this is fixed now. So instead of just like fixing the stair itself, we need to completely demolish all this as well as the other ones and fix it. Okay. And then this one right here, all that mold and rust, it's all coming apart. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And again, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, see y'all in the next few videos. Peace.